Okay, today we are going to learn how to draw a turtle. And remember, this turtle that we're drawing is two-dimensional, meaning that it's flat on a piece of paper. So we're gonna use lines and shapes to draw. We're gonna start with his shell. And his shell is a big curved line. Make sure that you leave room for his head and his neck over here. So we're gonna do a big curved line, sort of like a big upside down U shape. And we're gonna make the turtle nice and big, and then we'll fill in the background with some details too. The bottom of his shell is another curved line to connect. And then we're gonna do another curved line. I kind of went up and then back down around. This is the bottom part of his shell. Kind of like the rim of his shell. And then inside of that, we're gonna add some curved lines. We're doing them curved because his shell is rounded. So it'll make it look a little more rounded. Even though it's on a flat paper, it's two-dimensional, it will make the shell look a little more three-dimensional. And then we're gonna do his legs. He has 4 legs. We're gonna do the 2 front ones that are closest to us first. So we're gonna do another curved line, and it touches his shell. And then a curved line on the bottom to connect it. So that's the front leg facing us, and then the back leg that's close to us. Same thing, curved line, sort of an upside down U, curved line to connect it. And then we're gonna do his other 2 back legs in just a few minutes. Now we're gonna go and work on his head a little bit. So we're gonna start where that rim of his shell connects to the top of his shell. We're gonna go straight up, and then we're going to curve around and stop. So this is his neck and the top of his head. And then we're gonna do a curved line back, and this is his smile. You can put a little curved line on the end of it like that. Add in a little dot for his nose and a circle for his eye. And you can draw the inside of his eye however you want to. You could add eyelashes and eyebrows and things like that later on. The bottom of his mouth, we're gonna curve it back. And then we're gonna finish off his neck. Now, his neck is gonna come down and swoop underneath his shell. So that's kind of a hard line. Draw that with your finger first if you need to, and practice a little bit and make sure you're connecting it under his shell. Okay, so curve and then go under the shell like that. So that's his head. Now, his bottom of his shell, kind of his belly, you see a little bit. So we're gonna do a line that connects from his neck, and it's gonna stop when it gets to his leg, start again, stop at the back leg, and we're gonna curve it up and connect it to his shell. So it curves up like that. And at the end of that, we're gonna draw his tail. His tail is a triangle. And now we're gonna add his 2 back legs that are on the other side of his body. These are closer to us, so they're big. The ones in the back are smaller, and they're covered by the legs closest to us. So we're just drawing part of them and drawing them a little smaller. So I'm just gonna do a curved line down and then connect to the other leg. Curve line down, connect to the other leg. Notice how this one is shorter and smaller, and this one is in front and bigger. You can add some details inside of his legs if you want to. I just added some little turtle toenails. And then his shell is really fun to draw. We're gonna add some texture on his shell to make his shell sort of look bumpy. So to do that, we're going to draw some shapes that go off onto the other side. So picture them sort of curving around to the other side of the shell. So I just did part of that shape, kind of like a rounded square or rounded rectangle. And I'm doing them sort of on the edge of his shell first. And they can be uneven and perfect because this is nature. Then you're going to draw some more of those shapes, some rounded squares or rectangles, but I kind of make them wavy and curvy and not perfect. Think of it like you're putting together a puzzle. And some of the shapes can go off the bottom of the shell too. So this one kind of goes off the bottom, and then just sort of fill in as you need to. So that's your turtle. Think about what kind of details you want to add to your background too. Think about, where is your turtle living? Is he living in the ocean, underwater? Is he living next to a pond? Are you going to add some of the baby turtles from the story that we read? Is it going to be grass or sand at the bottom? Think a little bit about what details you want to add next.